These were the scenes that the country saw from Kolkata as doctors refused to let up on their protests and, in fact, say to the Kolkata police, grow a spine. I'm Barkha, you're with the Mojo story. As we continue to focus on the Kolkata doctors' rape and murder, there has been a new twist. A new piece of alleged evidence that has once again raised suspicions of evidence tampering. Even as Sandeep Ghosh, the now disgraced former principal of the RG Kaur College, where the doctor was raped and murdered, is taken into CBI custody along with three alleged accomplices, comes a new allegation from protesting doctors. Protesting doctors say this man is a man called Avik Dey. They say that he is with the Trinamool Congress's student wing and that he was present at the scene of the crime in the seminar hall. They want to know what he was doing there. The TMC Chhatra Parishad has in fact suspended this man pending investigation. The opposition says this proves once again that there are serious allegations of evidence tampering and mounting questions as to whether the truth will ever be known and whether justice will ever be served. Now, remember, the Kolkata police and Avik Dey denied that the man at the scene of the crime was Avik Dey. They said it was a fingerprint expert. But doctors are not stepping back from their protests. In fact, there seems to be a complete breakdown of trust between protesting doctors of West Bengal and the Kolkata police. And among the key demands of the protesting doctors ahead of the Supreme Court's next hearing is that the Kolkata police commissioner must resign and, in fact, even be investigated if necessary. To talk about all of these new developments and where the West Bengal protests may head from here, let me welcome to the program our guest today, Dr. Sashwati Sinha, is with us. Like all doctors in West Bengal, she has been at these protests. Dr. Sashwati, thank you so much for your time. I'll come to the controversy around this character called Avik Dey in a moment. But let me first start by talking about the protests. We've seen some incredible scenes in the last 24 hours, doctors taking to the streets, the national anthem being sung on the streets of Kolkata, and then a metaphorical spine being presented to the Kolkata police saying, grow a spine. What are the West Bengal doctors now expecting at this moment? And till when will you keep protesting?
Thank you, Barkha, for inviting me. I think we have one main goal, that the dreadful and the gruesome incident which occurred at the Arjiker Medical College with one of our junior colleagues is something which is completely unprecedented. Something, because our workplace, our hospital is actually our second home, and the whole system breaking down, and a girl being brutally raped and murdered at your own institute is something which has taken the whole medical fraternity by storm. And I think the protests will go on, and it's really encouraging to see the young junior doctors. They are unfazed by the whole situation. They stood and they sat on the streets the whole of last night until today afternoon, when eventually the barricades were taken off because the procession was stopped. They were not allowed to proceed to submit their demands. So I think till the perpetrators are brought to justice, or if we till we see a ray of hope, I think the protest will continue.
What would qualify as that ray of hope? All the doctors I've been talking to, in particular the junior doctors, who are really those are the incredible scenes from Kolkata, who really at the front line of this protest. They say the police commissioner must resign. Mamta Banerjee is trying to change the headlines. There's a new anti-rape law or bill that has now been brought in to the assembly. Do you think that is the central concern? The doctors also want to be heard in the Supreme Court. They've accused the West Bengal government of not facilitating that. What do you see happening next?
I think that what the doctors mainly demand is basically at least get the truth out of this first incident, which has taken the whole fraternity by storm. The bill, the change in the system, all these things will take some time to happen. But the very incident which has completely shaken the trust of everyone, that has brought juniors, seniors, everybody on the streets. And I think that is the primary aim, to get justice for our young sister Abhaya.
Now, how important is it for the police commissioner to resign in these circumstances?
See, because I think the whole this whole demand has come up because of the initial situation which you mentioned, the way the whole uh, the day of the incident, there were a lot of discrepancies between the statements made by the police and the kind of information which was available to the junior doctors or the people around there. So there were a lot of things where there was a lot of gray areas, and there was serious situations which were probably wanted to be covered up, because as you must be aware about the audio calls which were recorded, the calls which went to the victims parents,
Yeah.
so a lot of other things, and the crime scene, the evidence, the possibility that evidence was tampered with. So all of that has created a lot of mistrust, and that is the situation which probably has forced the doctors or the group of doctors to demand the resignation.
Right. And what we're seeing on the screen, Sashwati, is a spine, a metaphorical spine that was presented to the Kolkata police. If you had to explain to people outside Kolkata why doctors are so angry with the police, now, of course, as someone following the story, we know that the FIR was not filed on time. B, there is a suspected collusion and evidence tampering. C, the vandals, when they came to RG Kaur College on the 14th of August, doctors say the police just stood by. This grows spine that doctors are saying to the Kolkata police. Many heated debates, face-offs between doctors and the police on the streets of Kolkata last night. Talk a little bit about the broken trust between the medical community and the Kolkata police chief.
So we always look up to the police. We've always looked up to the police since our childhood, that they are the ones who should be standing by the citizens. They should be standing against crime, and uh, there is no doubt that this was a very gruesome criminal incident which happened.
Mhm.
And the very fact that, because all the doctors, when we study our medicine, we all have some kind of an idea as to how the crime scene needs to be dealt with. So because of the lot of discrepancies which have happened, the lot of differences in the kind of statements which have been made, somehow we feel that the trust has been completely broken. And it is important to have a stand, to take a stand, and to take a stand you need a spine. I think this is the metaphorical way the people, the doctors, have put their demand forward.
Now, I want to talk about, a new controversy that has erupted in the last few hours, and that concerns the alleged presence of a Trinamool Congress youth wing leader at the scene of the crime. Now, this is that man. His name is Avik Dey, and he has been, according to protesting doctors, been spotted in a red T-shirt at the seminar hall hours after this crime took place. He is accused of being close to Sandeep Ghosh, the ousted principal of the RG Kaur College, and the Trinamool Congress has in fact suspended him pending investigation. Now, my question to you is, given the alleged presence of another close friend of Sandeep Ghosh called Debashish Shom, the police had initially said that this man is not a weekday, he's a fingerprint expert. But protesting doctors insist that this man is, in fact, a TMC youth wing leader, and the TMC has suspended him. How much does this also lead to concerns about evidence tampering, about the truth never coming out?
Absolutely, because again, there was a discrepancy between the statement which was given, the identification of this person who was present over there, and his true identity, which has now come forward. So the doctors really cannot, they cannot accept these kind of things, because although they mentioned that the a part of the scene was cordoned off, but as pictures have come up, there were many, many people who were present in and around the scene of crime at that day. So it really does not, give us the hope that evidence is how it should have been.
Yeah. So do
There
you
is a
feel the
discrepancy.
truth? So you feel that the evidence has been manipulated or tampered with? Is that a very commonly believed
Yes,
perception in the medical community?
yes, absolutely. The medical community really feels and is really at doubt, because whatever the investigation, however it goes forward, if the evidence has not been kept as it should have been kept, then it's difficult to, bring the perpetrators to justice.
Now, I want to talk a little bit about Sandeep Ghosh because everything seems to revolve around him, but his arrest has been in a financial corruption case, leading to people worrying, will it even get linked back to this? But today, as a vehicle was taking him, he's probably the most reviled man in Kolkata, and he's a reviled man nationally. But there were shouts of actually kind of saying "Maro Maro" as he as he was surrounded in the Alipur court. I'm just going to play out that clip for you. Take a look. Now, it's a small clip, but it really captures, in a sense, the rage, the amount of rage and anger that people feel. Of course, we're not encouraging vigilante justice here, but those chants of Maro, Maro as he's brought to court. The perception is that Sanjoy Roy, the man who's been arrested for the rape, could not have, in a way, acted without others around him in that college enabling him. How do you see that, Sashwati?
um, this kind of a crime happening in a academic institution, in a medical college, is something which is beyond everybody's imagination. And this happening in a place where there are many doctors, many nurses, innumerable patients, and the way that it happened, and somehow people did not come to know until hours, and or what has been put forward, everything has just shaken up the entire medical community. So everybody is upset, everybody is really upset and angry about the whole situation, because the
As a
trust has
fe-
been broken.
Yeah, as a woman doctor, there was a suggestion from the Mamata Banerjee government in the middle that, oh, maybe women shouldn't do night shifts, maybe women should have different hours. I'm sure that is offensive. That's not the solution that you want.
Absolutely. That is entirely patriarchal, and I think that's a very regressive kind of a thought process. We have done our night duties since the time we joined as interns, innumerable night
Yeah.
duties. Even today, if a critically ill patient is admitted at night, we come from home to see the patient. So, what happens on those nights if a patient is admitted and a woman doctor is on call?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me ask you a last question here, Sashwati. How, for how long can West Bengal's junior doctors be on the streets? You see, doctors elsewhere in the country have gone back to work. This is also very young people and their lives and their careers ahead of them. How does this, while our demand for justice for this young woman must not stop, how does this get resolved, the situation in Bengal today?
I think we are all looking forward to 5th of September, when the next hearing of the Supreme Court comes up.
Yeah.
We'll have to see how this whole investigation, which the CBI is carrying, evolves. And what we are looking at is, like we said, a ray of hope. We really want the true culprits to be identified, and at least that will be the first step in regaining some form of hope with the system.
Terrible times. And as you said, you're looking for some ray of hope, something to hold on to, something that will restore some of the broken trust. Dr. Sashwati Sinha, thank you so much for talking to us. Take care.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.